No one remembered how long the realm of Oreven had been breathing. It exhaled through the mountains and inhaled through the valleys, the rhythm so slow that most mistook it for the wind. The trees leaned with every sigh, the lakes shivered with each drawn breath, and somewhere far beneath the soil, something vast and unseen stirred. The realm was alive. Everyone knew that. But only one could hear its heartbeat. Her name was Lyran. She was not human, nor spirit, nor beast. Her kind were the Valemere, born from echoes of sound, slender, translucent beings whose voices could shape the flow of mist. They built homes in the hollows of trees that never stopped whispering, and they spoke only in murmurs so as not to disturb the sleeping realm. Lyrian was born without silence. Her first cry shook the air like a struck bell, and every Valemere turned toward her in fear. The trees bowed. The mist shuddered. Somewhere, deep below, the ground thumped once, as if answering. They whispered she was cursed, an ear attuned to the world's forbidden pulse. They told her to speak softly, to forget the rhythm she heard when everything else was still. But she couldn't. At night, when others drifted into the shimmer of rest, Lyran sat by the edge of the breathing plains and pressed her palm to the ground. She could feel the heartbeat, slow, endless, patient. It was not a sound but a presence, a pulse that traveled through roots and rivers, through air and light. It spoke to her, not with words, but with meaning. Remember me. Each time she heard it, she asked, "Who are you?" And each time the silence between beats seemed to reply, "The first, the forgotten, the one who dreams you." Lyran never told anyone. She knew what the others would say. That madness had taken her. Yet the more she listened, the more she understood. The realm did not just breathe. It waited. One dusk, while she stood upon the hills that curved like sleeping beasts, the heartbeat quickened. The air grew heavy. The grass bent, not from wind, but from something moving beneath it. Then the ground split. A fissure spread across the field, slow but deliberate, and from within rose a faint light. Not golden, not white. Something deeper, the color of forgotten warmth. Lyran felt no fear, only recognition, as if she had been expected. The light coalesced into form, a figure, tall and formless, wrapped in shifting dust. Its surface shimmered with patterns that resembled rivers seen from far above. When it spoke, its voice was not sound but the echo of everything that ever lived here. "You hear me," it said. At last. Lyran fell to her knees, overwhelmed by the resonance in her bones. "What are you?" "I am Oreven. I am what holds your sky and carries your sleep. I am the first breath and the last sigh." She could barely think. "Why do you speak to me?" "Because you remember," the voice replied, "and because I am dying." The words were soft, but the wind recoiled. The trees turned their faces. Somewhere in the distance, the rivers stuttered in their flow. Lyran's chest tightened. "You can't die. You are the world." "All worlds end," said the voice. "But this one can choose how." The ground trembled again. Images flashed behind her eyes, mountains turning hollow, skies dimming, light fading. "How can I stop it?" "You can't," said Oreven, "but you can stay with me, inside me. You can help me sleep." She didn't understand. "Sleep? When I close, when my breath stops, I will not vanish if I am dreamed. If one voice remembers the rhythm, I will remain in silence." Lyrian looked at her hands, translucent, trembling. The heartbeat throbbed beneath her feet, slower now. The realm's pulse matched her own. "What happens if I refuse? Then all that breathes will forget. You will live, but in emptiness. No wind, no sound, no memory." Lyrian thought of her people, the Valemere who feared her voice. She thought of the mist, the rivers, the sky. Every beauty she had ever known was a note in a song that would end, and she alone could carry its echo. She nodded. "I'll stay." The figure extended a hand made of trembling light. When she touched it, warmth spilled through her, filling every hollow of her form. Her body dissolved into luminescence. Her thoughts unfurled like mist. She saw the realm as it truly was, veins of light beneath stone, vast caverns filled with luminous breath, mountains as ribs, rivers as arteries. She was inside the heartbeat now, but as she merged with the rhythm, something unexpected happened. The more she felt its pulse, the more she realized it wasn't just dying, it was afraid. The voice whispered again, "I have carried too many dreams. They press upon me, endless, heavy. I can't breathe them all." Liren spoke, her voice echoing through the hollow of the world. "Then let me breathe them for you." And so she did. She took the realm's weight into herself, the memories of every sunrise, the sorrow of every fading leaf, the laughter of forgotten storms. They filled her like light-filling glass, until she could no longer tell where the world ended and she began. Then came the silence. Outside, the Veilmere felt the change. The breathing planes grew still. The mists that once swirled began to settle. For the first time in forever, Oravin did not inhale. The elders gathered, terrified. "The realm sleeps," one whispered. "No," said another. "It's gone." But Lyrian was still there, everywhere. She felt the last exhale ripple through the soil and then quiet. Her body no longer existed. She was the hum beneath roots, the shimmer within fog. She could no longer speak in words, but when wind brushed through the trees, it carried fragments of her voice. Rest. Rest. The Veilmere tried to forget. They told stories that the breathing realm had never been alive at all, that it was only myth. But in their dreams they heard it still, the steady, patient heartbeat of something vast and sleeping. Centuries passed. The rivers carved new paths. Forests rose where deserts once lay. The Veilmere became fewer, their songs quieter. And then, one night, a child was born. When she cried, the ground thumped once, softly like a distant drum. The elders froze. "She has the sound," one whispered. The child's mother pressed her ear to the soil and felt it, the slow rhythm returning, faint but alive. In the deep places where the old heartbeat once slept, Lyrian stirred. She had been dreaming for lifetimes, weaving the realm's pulse into lullabies. The world's breath began again, shallow but steady. "Do you hear me?" came a faint whisper. She smiled through the earth, through the rivers, through the air. "Always." The child's heartbeat answered, matching hers. Two rhythms overlapped, one ancient, one new. The realm sighed, not in exhaustion but in renewal. Oravin breathed again. But its breathing was different now, gentler, uncertain, almost human. The land itself seemed to remember what it felt like to long for something beyond itself. And within that longing, a soft voice lingered. "She stayed with me, when all else turned away." Sometimes, in the quiet between dawn and dusk, when fog curls low and the air hums faintly, wanderers claim they can hear it, the world's heartbeat, faint but sure, and within it, a girl's laughter echoing like the memory of a promise kept. They say if you press your ear to the ground, you can feel her still, whispering through the soil. Breathe, just breathe, and the realm obeys.